Hi guys, so for today's Freeform Friday, I was just thinking about some of the stuff I just got as gifts, and then I just got in some Crafts Companion dies that I want to try out. So if I have any links in the description box, either to Amazon or HSN or whatever it is, those would be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So I know in a lot of the swaps recently we got like wax seal, just little wax seals, or like I created some from one of my last swaps. And this is something Millie Cruz gave me, and I wasn't sure what it was yesterday. I mentioned it, so then she emailed me. She's like, "Oh, remember you had asked how she got her wax seals just like perfectly round almost." She did it using one of these. So it's a silicone mat, and I don't know if you can see. It's just kind of like a shallow little circle, and I suppose you can use it for resin or whatever it is that you want because it's just a silicone mat. And it does come with, it said, washable sticky dots, so we have these two that we can play with. But for now, I'm going to focus on this. I'll try it out and, see what we come up with. So, of course, this is a way to make your wax seals that you're going to then add with, like, glue to a project later, okay? Normally I just put it on my envelope or whatever it is and I seal it. Use a little seal to make the impression. So we're going to use that today. And then another gal, Adrienne, had sent me these markers. And I think I'm going to use them to just accentuate some of the wax seals. Like, why not? So these do have rigid tips, but I think I can still use it to go over it very carefully. So these are metallic markers that we'll try out. And then, like I said, I have this guy here. So this is definitely very freeform today, because what I want to try to do also is use some seam binding to try to make a bow. We'll see what happens. But I'll pick one of these dies to use, because what I'm thinking is just keep it very simple with like the intricate die, but then maybe one of these matte layers, one of these guys will have like a sentiment like this, like something stamped, and then our pretty bow, but like pretty much like something like that, but not really. I was just going to put it right here with the little topper that's the wax seal, so you can see different ways of using it. So let me grab, I think we'll work with the wax seals first, and then we'll go from there. So let me grab my wax seal items, and I'll be right back. This happens to be a kit that I picked up on Amazon not too long ago. I linked it in the last time I used it, but it came with this guy. It might come with a spoon too, but I'm just going to grab a spoon from what I have in here. So we need our wax bits. This case I just picked up like at Hobby Lobby a long time ago. Sometimes people ask me like, "Oh, where'd you get that?" Like the way this is set up. It's like, well, I put these things in here myself. They're just a bunch of wax seals, wax beads, or like these are little hearts, stars. These are like little chunks. You find them different ways. Oh, this one's open. Oh, these clear ones. That's pretty. I have some that I already made there. I'm gonna use this spoon. Maybe I'll use this one. Oh, this one's brand new. Very deep. Look at that. So again, not all spoons are created equal. As you can see, this one's very shallow. But it just depends on what you're doing. Maybe I'll still use the shallow one. This would be really good if you have like a really large seal, because they come in different styles. I mean, some are smaller. This has my initial. This one's larger. It just depends what you're trying to do. So I am going to go through this and see what I want to try out. And I'll grab some wax that I want to use. And we will just get started. Oh, this one says Merry Christmas. Oh, this one has a unicorn. Let's try that one. Anyway, I'll be right back. Since I have this little silicone mat, I'm just going to place this on here, so be careful if you're going to do that. I just don't want it to be right on my surface, because we are going to light this. And this is just a tea light. Some kits come with them. I mean, it's literally just a tea light. You get to the Dollar Tree or wherever you like. Oh, if it would turn on, that'd be great. Okay. And then this little holder is a lifesaver. I love it. It works so well. And then you put your little spoon. See, the spoon is very tiny. Oh, I wonder if I should go with the other spoon. What happened to the spoon I used last time? I'll get the bigger spoon. This guy's too small. Where is that other spoon? That's weird, huh? Okay. This guy's nice and big. I think the kit that I have linked to Amazon comes with the spoon, so it'll have the appropriate size. The other one's very small, which I knew from the beginning. I don't know why I kept trying to use it. All right. So this one's a big guy, and he fits in there really well. So what I'm going to do is, I probably need like 4, maybe even 5 of these stars. The stars are bigger than these little chunks. So I think 4 stars might work. 4 stars might work for that one. And you see it's already melting. And then I'll do different things for the other guys, and then less of them, because these guys are much smaller. So I'm going to do that one, and we'll just have some fun today. I'm going to let that melt down. As you can see, it's already melting. Doesn't take too long, but I'll be right back as soon as I'm almost ready. Keep melting. I usually start pouring it once it looks like everything's pretty much dissolved. I can see on the very top there's still some chunkiness. I can close up a little bit, I suppose. Oh, it's starting to smell a little bit sizzling, so I'm going to go ahead and move it, because again, this is a big pot. You don't want to burn it either. And, of course, because I'm just on top of everything, I forgot to put this on here. You really actually don't even need that, but you can just place it on there. But if you really want to be able to push it down, then you definitely want that on there. We're going to pour this guy here. So funny. So normally you do that on your project or wax paper or whatever if you're going to save it for later. And then we're going to pop this guy in here, and I'm going to bring it this way a little bit because I can see that I went too far. I'm going to let that sit up. I'm going to wipe this out, or else it's just going to keep going to the next project and the next project. Actually, no, I'm not, because I wanted to make the B one, this one, with that same gold. So I will, actually it doesn't have to be the same gold. Let's do this. This one's kind of bronzy gold. Probably need about 3 of those. I'll let that melt down. And this, unless the silicone keeps it, I was gonna say, should probably be ready. It doesn't take too long, guys, for wax seals to set up. Ooh, that one really held on. That is so cool. So there's that. Look at that. It took up the whole space. So it has just a different look to it. Pretty cool. I probably could have gone with 3 stars. I think I did 4 stars, didn't I? But yeah, I mean, it's ready to go. We can use this on something later. And that's the whole point of this kind of thing. Is this hot? Not too hot. Just gonna do a few of these just to try them out, and then we'll go from there. That's pretty cool because you can just keep going along. You don't have to take them out like I did, but this guy's sizzling. I just like to see about how melted we are. That's pretty melted. That looks good. Okay, I'm gonna pour it up here. And I went in like a little swirl since it is gold and bronze kind of mixed together. And we'll take this little guy. Put it right on there. Now this guy is a smaller seal, so it's not going to fill up the whole area. Unless you want it to, right? I can really kind of push everything around, but I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to wipe this out. I got some soot on here. Just to clean that up, and then we'll do a few more while the wax is still hot. Ooh, that little spoon is hot too. Be careful, guys. There you go. To clean that out. I guess I'll clean this up later. So this is really nice because it is reusable, you know, instead of just using wax paper that you're going to use once or whatever. And you know, I have tons of handles. I don't know why I keep waiting for the one. Hold on. I just showed you all these other handles that I have. And they're all pretty much interchangeable wherever you find your wax seals. Unicorn. Let's go with this peachy color. That little spoon gets really hot. Oh, and there you have it. Pretty. I love the swirl of the colors in there. Okay, I'm gonna let this do its thing, and then I'll have it with this, I guess, alicorn, because it has the wings, right? It's not just a Pegasus because it has a horn. And then this one's kind of like Alice. Oh, this one's nice and heavy. Little design, super cute. So I'll do this one like a, I think it's creamy white. Why not? Maybe we mixed in with some of that peach whenever that's ready to go. So yeah, sometimes I get impatient. I start poking it and getting it closer to the heat. But I don't recommend that. I'll take this off. What else did I do? Okay, that's was on there already. Okay. And so we have this one ready. This is really nice to work on. Especially if you're interested in it staying circular like this larger one. Other than that, maybe you can just work on any silicone mat, you know. I'm going to pop that on there. And leave that alone. And then I have these 3. I'm going to let them heat up and I'll be right back. Okay, this is my last one for this session. I'm just going to pour this in here. Ooh, it's all kinds of pretty colors. Oh, I should have gone light blue, huh? Like Alice. That's okay. And this guy. Alright, I'll let that set up. Obviously this one's ready. So pretty. Alright guys, I'll let that one set up. I'm going to clean this out and I'll be back. Still hot? No. Put that to the side. Oh, generally I don't leave these on here for a long time. What happens is they'll start sweating because of the heat and while it's evaporating. So just, you know, 30 seconds to a minute really is all you need, and then just pick it up. But I'm going to take all these guys, put all this stuff away. Oopsie. You know I said oopsie because I dropped one. Of course I did. Alright, let's put this over here. Alright, so, try to close up a little bit. I've done this in the past, I'll say before in the past, which I guess I don't need to say both those things. Where you just highlight over some of the raised areas or whatever it is that you want with like some gold or metallic or whatever it is you want to use. I'm trying to see if maybe this will show up. Like on this B. I'm going to try to use this guy. Shake, shake, shake it says. Press. Wipe off the tip with a rag and firmly place cap when you want to put them away. So that's cool. So I'm shaking these guys. I'm going to give them a little squish squish until it starts going. So like I said, these are very firm, so we'll see if this kind of marker works for this kind of thing. It might just be for writing. I'm going to keep squeezing until it comes out, okay? I'll be back. It comes, I can see that. Alright. So let's see if this shows up on this little guy. Oh my goodness. So like I said, these are firm. So I'm not trying to like scrape it because I don't want to mess up the nib or anything, but I'm just kind of going over the top of this little guy. Just following that. His little legs. Just gently going over the top. That's so cute. And it just makes his little image pop. Oh, there we go. Look. And if I want to, I can go around the circle too, but I think I'll just leave him that way. Cute. And let me see if these guys have anything that I want to do that with. Like this one's kind of its own thing. I don't really... Let's do this one. This one's kind of out there to do that with too. So I'm just going to go around and I'm just going over the top very gently. I'm not pushing it in because you just want it to hit those little areas that are raised. And I'll be back. Okay. And so depending on what colors you have or what you would like to do, I've done this with big pens, you know, different colors. You just have a little accent there of that gold. It just sets it off so pretty. So I am going to go through, look through some, like find some kind of stamp that I can then cut with this, and we will put something together. Sorry about that. I had to open this up because I want to use this one, but I don't know how big these dies are to pick a sentiment to go with it. So this big one looks like it's 4.5 by 6.5, so I'm assuming that's obviously for like a 5 by 7 card. So if we want to use that guy, just layer things up. That's what I'll do. So I have a 5 by 7 card from like a Crafts Companion kit. And I grabbed the Bell Countryside paper. I know I've cut into this before, so I have some pieces in here. A lot of times I'll just tuck the same things in. Look at this. I have this burgundy piece of the companion like paper that kind of goes along with it. So I think what I'm going to do is cut like some of the pattern paper, and I already have this one cut, so... Oh, that's so pretty. I don't know if I want to cut into that anymore. Look at these. Oh my gosh. This paper is so gorgeous. A lot of it's going to be covered up too, that's the other thing. So like, maybe I'll cut this top part, but then that means I'm going to cut these lanterns in the back. Ugh, it hurts our heart, doesn't it? But I think I have another paper pack of it, so. So I'm going to cut this down to 5 by 7, let's say 4 7/8 by 6 7/8, and I'll be right back to like make a choice on where to cut it. So I have this piece. Look, I still have that left I can use, and down here is kind of an interesting piece because of the way it's cut, but that's okay. So I'm gonna put this back here, and then the larger die I'm gonna cut from this since I already have it ready to go. Right? So we'll do that. And then I was thinking about, as far as the sentiment, since this was all together, I was like, oh, this one has like, you're in my thoughts, and I think that's a good one, or to a dear friend, that kind of goes this way. Let me see what that looks like. Because we have these two pieces, and both of them make like something you can lay in there. But see, those are too tight. That's why I thought you're in my thoughts would be the better. Not for this one, but for this guy. And so I'll probably have that stamped with you're in my thoughts, and then a bow or whatever. So for right now, let's just cut this out and we'll see kind of where we're at. Ooh, is that one big enough for this? So this is textured paper. We will see how that works, but I think that'll be pretty then too. And then we'll make like a black seam binding bow with maybe the little bee or one of these guys. We'll see. But I'll be right back. Okay. So let's see this pretty lady. You know, I couldn't tell if there's embossing spots on this one. Anna does this a lot too, where it's like, it has a lot of these little dots, and that's all there is. So I don't know if you want to emboss those little dots, because I don't think that they're going to really do much. But I'm going to take this out of this very carefully. It is like really embedded in there. It's a really intricate die, so I went one way and then went back on the spellbinders, and this is what we got. How pretty. But what I'm trying to say is, or to show you guys, as far as embossing, it would be like, obviously these cut out, that's why these things are cut away, but like this little dot or this little dot. So to me, those are more of ejector dots than they are embossed areas. But you know, if you do embossing, it's going to give you this little kind of bit in here will be pushed in. I don't know if you can see a little bit of that. So if that's what you're interested in, you know, go for it. What I'm going to do is glue this down just with some glue. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this down too, because I think I'm going to keep that flat. Okay, so it'll be like this when I come back. I was like, did I do laundry right now? It's the breeze outside, it's the wind. Basically Santa Ana winds normally. I mean, I haven't felt it, so I don't know if they're hot, because that's how you know they're Santa Ana winds. It's like very, like a blow dryer. But I like having that breeze, you know. I don't live really close to the ocean, if you're familiar with Southern California. I mean, it's like 10, 12, 15 miles away, but it just depends which beach you want to go to. That's what struck me. I remember when we went to Arizona, I think one of the first times in Mesa, Arizona, we had parked, and I got out of the car, and I don't know, you just feel like it's going to have a breeze, and it was like still. There's like no movement in the air. Like, and I guess when you're used to it, it's jarring when you don't feel like, so I was like, this is so weird. Like, it was warm with nothing, just no humidity. It was just weird, for me, at least. So I glued that down. So pretty. Oh, that is so pretty. And I'm just doing a basic card right now because we're doing some other things. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to try to stamp these words. Definitely going to use a stamp positioner because I think I'm going to have to do it a couple times. Sorry guys, I just closed up my machine. Let's see. Really fun. I miss those RV days. The last time we went, we just drove the truck, which is fine, the Tundra, and it's comfortable, but it's not the same. It's not the same. So hopefully whenever Matt gets back and settled, we'll get another RV or something. You're in my thoughts. I just want to see about where I need to place this. What was that? Oh, I was like, why was Magnet freaking out? It's because of the metal and the die. Just want to make sure I'm giving myself enough space. Oh, come on. A little bit further down. Just in case. Okay. So this is that textured pink paper that's part of the kit, or if you buy the bundle. I don't even know if it's available as a bundle anymore. But I'll have whatever links I know of. Let's see here. Which reminds me, on Crafters Companion themselves, I have that $35 for being platinum I haven't used. I need to do that. Get some free stuff. Where is this? And then, if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, whenever you're a platinum member, usually every year they would send you something, and this year they didn't send anything, but they give us a $35 gift card. I don't know where my Stampendable is. That's weird. Oh, it's right. It slipped in between some stuff. Okay, let's see what this looks like with just one. Yeah, I thought so. Look at it. Because of it, the texture, it's just super grainy, right? So let's do it again. That's what we use this for. And then you can also pop some, on VersaFine, it takes a while to dry, so you can definitely pop some, what's this stuff called? Oh my god, this bottom part's not touching. Embossing powder to help you. I will say one thing, because we haven't used this guy in a long time, I'm going to hold this here. Sometimes these blue magnets that this stamp precision press came with, make it so that you can't squeeze down where you want to, especially with like clear acrylic stamps. It's more like geared towards like thicker stamps. So you definitely want to, I'm just going to do the bottom part. Pay attention to that whenever you place those. If they're too close, it's going to keep it higher up than your stamp itself, so that you can't even get close to it, you know? I think that's good. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry because this is VersaFine, so it takes a little while. But if you want to put embossing powder on it and let heat set it, that looks really nice too. Okay. I'll be back. So I'm just gonna eyeball this. Of course, if you want to really center it and really pay attention to that, go for it. Or if you want that higher up, because you're gonna do some stuff here, I'm gonna center it as best as I can. I think that's pretty good. But I'm looking at the edge of this to like the edge of this, since this is a little bit different. But something like that, and kind of like the center. Sure. Looks good. I'll put some tape and I will run this through. It's gonna move. Okay. Get your tape ready first and then do that. A little more this way. See what the camera looks like on that. Maybe a little higher up. Maybe a little more this way. And I think that's good. Okay. And again, if you want to run it through again with the embossing, it would just give that little embossed look on this very little edge. Okay, I'll be back. So this one, for whatever reason, I ran the other one through this other guy. I run this one through the marquee, whatever. Aw, so pretty. I love these kind of dies because you don't have to do anything and it just looks awesome. So I think I'm also going to glue this down flat, Again, we're thinking about mailing and whatever else. And I'm going to add a little bulkiness anyway with this little guy. Possibly, right? Or whichever one I choose. So I'm going to glue this down completely. And what I did for that with the earlier one is I just put some glue around the edge here. And then I kind of just went around the side. But I think for this one, since it's smaller, and I'm just going to do this kind of thing. Get some of that glue all over the very edge. And if you need a refill on glue on your hand, definitely do that. There we go. And let's see. Oh, that is so pretty. Up just a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to hold that down just to make sure these very edges stay down. And I'll be back. Oh my gosh, you guys. Sometimes I'm like, where's my black seam bindings? I know I was going to use it for something recently. Oh, this is pretty too, but Alice doesn't really go with that. And then Peach, no. Yeah, I'm definitely going with the little B. And I finally found it. It was in... Everything that I've been doing with the swaps recently, I had put it in a basket. Like, this is the stuff I was using in my swap, and this was in there. So I was like, oh, thank goodness. Because I was going crazy. Okay, I'm going to use this. This is not necessary at all, but I never use it. This is the Anna Griffin bow maker organizer of sorts. And you know what? I actually want to show you guys. This has been sitting here since I bought it. Remember I told you it's probably going to start getting kinked because it's kind of weird. But this is a good place to try it out and see. So when did I buy this? Probably 5-6 months ago, and it's been sitting there, and that's not too kinked, so that's not bad. I was just afraid that I was gonna kink it up real bad. These guys obviously just fit in there nicely, but these have been sitting there. Not too bad. A little bit of a kink there. I will pull those back in. You can probably do finger bows the same way, but I'm gonna do a bow, hopefully. I'm just gonna pull a whole bunch. I'm not gonna cut it yet. That has 8 loops, 4 on either side. And so I'm going to start off with how she said, and I really don't know what you're supposed to do to keep doing this. Okay, so I'm just going to keep a good amount though over here because I don't really know how much I want, so I'm going to keep a few inches out here. And initially what you're supposed to do to make one bow is do this and then go over this, bring that to the back, and then bring it over, right? Sorry, bring it over and tie it. And now you have this bow. But I want to make a bow that has a bunch of loops, so I think if this is the system, I'm just going to keep going around and around. So that's the first loop, right? That'll make one set of loops. I'm going to come around. I'm not getting it twisted. I'm not doing any of that, but you might want to. That's the first one. This will be the second one. And then I'll go around again. This will be a third one. And at the end, just to make sure, I'll count my loops. And this will be a fourth one coming around again. And every time I twist, I'm untwisting it. Okay, so let me just make sure that leaves 4. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay, let's tighten that back up. And now I'm going to cut this off because I can kind of see where I'm going with this. How much ribbon that was, I have no idea. But these are 2 inches in between each, right? So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I mean, you can probably add it up. Each revolution is basically 4 inches, right? Because it goes around and it comes back around. Okay, so this was the first one. that we had here. And supposedly, to do this, you're going to put this over the top, underneath everything, right? Push that same one that we put over the top. Bring that one over and tie it. And I'm going to actually tie it with this bottom one because the bottom one was longer than that top one. And we just make a knot. And I'm making the knot facing me. It's not up at the top, it's like off of here, like right in the center. Hope that makes sense. Ooh, that's nice and taut. And I don't know if you can see, I was pulling these guys. These guys were already here from the last time I used it, but you just basically screw them and unscrew them wherever it is that you want them to be. Look how pretty. And let's see if this did what I want. What I'm envisioning. I love that. The reason I told you guys I was tying it in front and not off the top edge is so that these little ties, the strands, come out from the back. But if you tie it the knot up here, it's going to come out from down here, and that's cute too, I'm sure. And all I want to do with this is separate these guys out, so I don't know which one goes first or whatever, but let's see. I think this one should go on top. Maybe not. We'll see. I'm just trying to separate these bow loops. And there's another one tucked in here. Ooh. Doesn't say, I don't know the order. I don't know if this one feels like he wants to be on top. Either way, I'm going to separate them out. I'm going to mess with them a little bit just to see which one, who goes where. Like, this looks like it should come down here. And a lot of times with ribbon, you can just figure it out and then put it where you want it to be. And I'm going to hot glue this down anyway, so I'm going to hot glue it in the way that I think it should be. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make it kind of circular almost. That's so pretty. And this is seam binding, so it's going to stay a little bit rough. How do I want to cut this? Maybe like that, and like that. So it'll start getting a little bit damaged on the edges anyway later. Oh my gosh. I'm going to fire up my glue gun. Look how cute. Again, it just want to tuck back into itself. There we go. There we go. Stay out, guys. And this can stay in the back. Okay, and when I glue it on here, I want to put it on like this. And I mean, that looks pretty just like that. Nice big bow. But then I'm going to pop this guy on top just for a little accent piece. Okay, so I will be right back. Wait for my glue gun to heat up. I just spread out these little pearls. I think I'm just going to put some half pearls on here. It's like, oh, I have black ones. That'd be pretty, right, to accent that. Bring that black back in. But I think I'm just going to put them not that far out. I think maybe in here somewhere. Just a little something. Or gold. That'd be really pretty too, right? Just add a little something else. So they're in there. Just a little detail. Let's see if this hot glue is hot enough yet. So this one's been funny. I think it's the sticks that I got, because you know how they have like high temperature and low temperature, and a lot of times I don't pay attention to that. I just buy them. So I think I did something funny there. Okay, I'm just trying to see what's going on with this little guy. Does he want to go this way? It's hard to tell. He's being funny. I might have to recut that one. I'm putting quite a bit of glue for this part because I want it to fan out a certain way, and I want that to really be held down that way. So if the glue can help me do that. Aw, I might trim that again. And this is hot glue with, you know, this guy. I don't want to reactivate this. So I'm going to put this on here. Pretty good little glop. And I'm just going to wait a few seconds. Like not too long, but just a little bit before I pop this on there. I just don't want it. I mean, I don't know if it's that sensitive. It may or may not be. Just waiting a little bit before I pop that on. And I'm popping it on like this. If you want to make it flat, you know, however you like, but I thought it was cute to give it a little bit of angle. And I do feel the warmth behind there, so that's interesting. Yeah, definitely be careful with that. So it's a good thing I waited a few seconds. But there it is, Freeform Friday. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Thank you guys, Adrienne and Millie, for these sweet items I got to use today. And I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye now.